My name is Kendra Scanlon, and I'm very excited to have received the inaugural Frederick Gage Todd National Scholarship from the Landscape Architecture Canada Foundation. This award asked applicants to consider how our approach to the practice contributes to healthy human habitats and sustainable ecosystems. To me, social and environmental justice is central to healthy human habitats, and much work is to be done on generating a just, land-based practice in Canada that supports sustainable ecosystems. Deepening our understanding of political, regional, and personal relationships to water provides the necessary foundation for connecting rural and urban hydrosocial circles. This requires a questioning and a challenging of the biases laden in Canadian landscape architecture of past, present, and future. Western water values based on power, control, convenience, and commodification have perpetuated inequities within Canada. To address this, I begin by listening to leading voices in Indigenous research methodology, such as Linda Tuai-Smith, Zoe Todd, and Rachel Arsenault, who call for us to connect to our personal histories, invest in reciprocal, long-term relationships with communities, and recognize pluralistic truths. My approach to landscape architecture focuses on decolonizing research and site analysis by starting with a deep exploration of my own ancestral history in order to establish a foundation for my relationship with water and land. The process is unveiling a history of Canadian landscape architecture that is defined by hydrohistories and socio-political topographies. My goal is to hold accountable my own notions of water, land, and access before putting myself in conversation with water governance frameworks. Landscape architects across Canada recognize how our practice contributes to the ongoing dispossession of Indigenous peoples. We know that existing water governance policy has failed to provide Indigenous communities with safe drinking water, and that green stormwater implementation in urban centers is often opportunistic, applying first to areas that attract development. While water infrastructure is integral, capital investments must be bolstered by institutional change that addresses fundamental inequities perpetuated by a settler colonial water ontology. Water cycles are deeply impacted by human values, and human values are deeply impacted by water cycles. So I begin research and analysis by asking, what are our water values as an individual, as a community, a region, a culture, and a country? Where and how are those values being played out on the land? I believe that by defining Canadian landscape architecture in terms of water values, we can contribute to a necessary shift that brings action to reconciliation with Indigenous communities, recognizing water sovereignty and hydro respect as a defining characteristic of Canadian design.